Hello everyone! With this wonderful view behind me, I thought I make a little pause in my hike and tell you what I'm up to. So as you can see, I'm again in the Alps and I'm here for a short hiking trip. Also, I want to do some photography, so I'm heading up onto a mountain and want to photograph sunset, sunrise, and yeah, this time it's no secret location. I can tell you where I'm going. So I'm here in the Karwendel mountains, which you see behind me. And yeah, today the goal is to get up onto the Alps, and there's also a hut nearby, so I might be able to sleep there or in front of the hut somewhere. I'm not sure yet. I have to see how full it is. But I brought my sleeping bag and everything, so there shouldn't be a problem. Also, there's a change in the weather, so the last days there was a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorms here in the Alps. But tomorrow there will be perfect weather, so sunshine, and so it's basically the change in the weather, and this is usually the time when you can get quite nice light. So this is why I made the decision to drive down here and do the hike. So yeah, we'll see. Currently there's still many clouds, but I hope it's gonna clear for the evening. But at the latest there should be clear skies tomorrow morning. Hopefully not too clear though, so I need a few clouds for a good sunrise. But otherwise maybe some stars. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what I get, but now I still have to do quite a bit of hiking. So it's my first trip this year with a big backpack. So it's like 20 kilos, and yeah, I have to do a little more training, I think, for this, because there are a few more trips planned where I also will hike for 2 days, and yeah, there's still some work to do, but that's a good warm-up trip. And yeah, let's see how the view from up there is. So I made it up to the Alps, and yeah, it was a bit of a slog in the end, but not too bad. So if you look down there, maybe you see the hut, and the good thing is they had a free room, so I'm gonna stay there the night, and it's just 20 minutes from there getting up. Another good thing, I could leave some of my stuff down there, so my backpack lost like 5 or 6 kilos. And yeah, just look around how beautiful this is. I have 360 degrees views, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna photograph in this direction with a lake down there, and the sun's gonna be up in this direction. And this evening, if you look around now, it's clearing and you have the beautiful ridges, the mountains, and they're lit by the sun as it breaks through the clouds, and this looks quite nice. And I've put on the long lens. And yeah, gonna attempt to shoot some close-ups of the mountains with the light hitting the slopes. And yeah, to get a good photo here, when I'm shooting with a long lens, I nearly never fully extend the legs on my tripod. I rather have it more stable, closer to the ground. And another thing, I didn't bring a cable release because I didn't want to bring additional stuff which I don't need, so I use a 10-second timer when I'm shooting with a long lens, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, otherwise it's fairly simple. I'm just zooming in, picking out some details, picking up some mountain tops as the clouds move by, and yeah, then I just take a few photos. And yeah, I think it's still 1 hour till sunset. Not sure what happens in this direction, so sun's going down in this direction, but sometimes it's gonna light up even to the northeast, so I don't know yet. If it does, then I'm gonna grab the wide lens and also already attempt the shot I'm gonna get tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm fairly happy now. It's just great, and you see in the background there, I think when this cloud, when the sun gets below it, I'm gonna get some nice light on the mountains. So I have to wait a bit longer, but yeah, it's a really beautiful place to wait, and it's so peaceful. Nearly no people also during the hike. It's a Sunday, and yeah, tomorrow most people have to work. I also have to work, so after tomorrow morning's sunrise shoot, I'm gonna drive home, get to work. So yeah, it's gonna be a little stressy, but otherwise it was a very good decision to come here on a Sunday, because nearly all people are already gone home, and yeah, it's so great here, so peaceful, as you can see. But yeah, enough talk. Gonna take some photos now. So it's now the next morning and I made it up to the Alps again after a very short night. And yeah, yesterday evening you saw the footage. It was quite interesting. There were clouds coming in and at some point I was standing in the midst of a cloud, not much view, and afterwards I got some pretty decent light. I'm not sure about the photo I took, so I found a wide angle composition in the end, and yeah, gonna have to see how it turns out. Maybe I even showed you already. And yeah, now, as I suspected, looking east, not one cloud in the sky, so that's a little sad. I could really use some clouds. We have some high clouds in this direction, and yeah, the weather's coming from this direction, so maybe they move into the frame, but looks like they are really slow, so I won't put my hopes too high. So it seems like this morning gonna get a photo without any clouds. So I've already set up here. Let's quickly look at the composition. So I have some rocks here on the side, some snow fields, some bright areas to balance those rocks, and then the ridge and the sunrise. So I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out. I really needed some clouds, but anyways, it's wonderful up here. Again, very peaceful. I'm here, only person, just me, my camera, and a wonderful view. So there's not much more I could ask for. And yeah, gonna see what happens when the sun comes out and how the light hits the slopes here. This should look nice, and maybe there's even some alpenglow in this direction, but not real glow. For the real alpenglow I'd need some clouds again which reflect the light, but it's still gonna look nice when the sun's hitting the highest peaks there. So maybe I go back to a composition I found yesterday evening, but we'll see. Now it's just sitting down, relaxing and waiting a bit longer. So there aren't any clouds coming this morning. So what I did, I recomposed my shot a bit, focusing in more on the landscape. So this leaves me with much less of sky. And this is also something you can do. If there are no clouds, if there's no spectacular sky, then you don't need much of it in a photo. So focus on what's important for your shot. What's the landscape you photograph? What are the essential, the characteristic pieces? And in this case, for me, it's this beautiful green ridge leading up into the distance. I want this little lake down there with some snowfields leading in and the mountains on the side here, which I think are gonna catch quite some nice light in a few minutes when the sun comes up. So I can quickly show you the composition. So you have now a lot of green here intersected with some rocks. And yeah, currently the sky is pretty white, so I need bracketing later. But yeah, there's not much going on now. So I really need to wait for the sun to hit the slopes, which will bring even more focus on the landscape. And yeah, then the sky is just a little backdrop at the top. And if I could, if those mountains in the background would be a little higher, I would exclude the sky totally, but it doesn't work because this little mountain, it's too close to the mountains in the background, so I don't have a separation there, so I need a bit of sky. Otherwise, I think it's gonna look quite nice when the sun comes up. And yeah, as you can see there in the distance, it's only a few minutes left, and yeah, hopefully I get some nice photo. So as the morning progresses and the sun gets high in the sky, I think I'm gonna pack up and head down the mountain again. It's nearly 6 o'clock. I still have a good 2 hours of walking ahead of me, then 3.5 hours of driving until I can get to work. So as much as I'd like to stay up here a while longer and enjoy the scenery, yeah, I really have to get going. I hope the photo turned out nice. So I now show you the photo, and you've seen the photos from yesterday. It wasn't perfect, as I said, clouds would have been nice, but well, with such views, I think I already said it, I really can't complain. Okay, so see you on the next adventure. Bye.